think about it day and night. I feel like a king, oh yeah. And baby, can't help but stare. Such a rush, baby. Oh, when you touch me, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls, cats and chicks, you're listening to Viva ENT. This is Johnny the Capo. We're live on the radio in Seattle/Bellevue. I'm here with my fabulous producer, Mr. Eric.
It's Eric, CC Ryder.
That's right, CC Ryder. Also, I got Jerry with me here in the studio right now. Our Jerry, say hi to our listeners.
Hello.
Say hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Anyway, folks, my co-host Cami took off without notice, and our guy Dwayne took off too. What happened here? Are we solo?
He went to get that CD.
Oh, he went to get a CD. Okay, no problem. You know, we got
A little
great
behind the scenes there for a second.
yeah, a little behind the scenes type thing. You know, we have a great show today. I have two fellas with me. They're called the Horsemen, and they do and Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's an R&B tribute / show, but you guys are heavy on the shy-lights type thing, right?
Well, we do a variation of a lot of artists,
Uh-huh.
but we particularly, like you say,
The shy-lights.
do a lot of shy-lights.
Yeah, the shy-lights were like really cool groove for the day, you know. It's like back in the day in Vegas, a lot of the cats that could really sing well were doing the shy-lights. You know, the cats that couldn't sing so well were not.
Of course.
You know, because the shy-lights, they had that nice harmony, and they were up there in a particular register. You know, it sounded great. So right now, we're going to feature the Horsemen in the first segment, of course. But I got to talk about Ray Walker, man.
Sure.
I mean, that cat is one of the greatest bass singers of all time. Mm-hmm. And we did that interview how long ago? Maybe a couple years ago.
I believe that was back in 2016, so almost 3 years ago.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I remember that.
He was part of the Jordanaires, is that
That's
correct?
correct, yeah.
So Elvis Presley's backing band.
Now, I hate to bring up Elvis on our show. It kills me. But
we're laughing because, of course, you're one of the biggest Elvis fans.
Of
around.
course. Well, not only am I a big Elvis fan, but I'm also a big R&B fan. I can tell you all the stories about Motown, Berry Gordy, Jackie Wilson. You know, that's kind of a weird story about Berry Gordy and Jackie Wilson, because Berry Gordy was Jackie Wilson's manager before he became big with Motown. Capisci Italiano? So now, what happened between Jackie and Berry? You have any idea, Jer?
I have no idea about that. I'm not too well versed on that situation. I know a lot about Jackie.
Jackie Wilson, one of the
Wilson's-
greatest entertainers of all time.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, now joining us in the studio is my co-host, Cami.
Fox. Hey, guys. So happy to be here tonight.
And Dwayne from the Horsemen is just jumped in on the mic. Jump in, Dwayne.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Okay, now, we were just talking about Motown, Jackie Wilson, Berry Gordy. I love those stories. But I don't know, Dwayne, if you know that I know, but I'm going to find out if you know. Berry Gordy, who you know the name,
Yes, I do. Very much so.
was Jackie Wilson's manager. And Jackie Wilson was famous before Motown. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
Oh, very good.
We have a student in the house,
Oh, yeah.
too.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so now, my question is, what the hell happened between Jackie Wilson and Berry Gordy? Because Jackie Wilson didn't go to Motown. Capisci Italiano?
Oh, yeah. No question about it. What I was told, because I'm a product of the 60s,
Yeah, you are, sir.
and what I was told and what I seen was that before Motown really started to take off, around the year 1964, before they took off, he was getting approached by other different record labels. As a result, he signed with the first major record company that offered him a substantial amount of money prior to Motown getting to the point to where they're at right now. I mean, back then in the 60s. That's what happened. First come, first served.
So basically, what you're saying was Jackie was already signed.
Not already signed, but he just got a better offer because Motown hadn't evolved to where it is at that time. And I'm going prior to 1964.
Well, you're absolutely right, and it's nice to talk to someone that capisces here. But Jackie Wilson, one of the greatest entertainers of all time.
Exactly.
Oh my God, the guy was so influential to Elvis, Michael Jackson, Bruno Mars, everybody. Matter of fact, Google Images. Go to Google Images. Jackie Wilson. Bruno Mars looks a little bit like Jackie Wilson.
Heck yeah.
I'm not kidding. You can go right now, man.
Well,
Bruno Mars, love Jackie Wilson. He's got all the moves.
And I could throw Stevie Wonder in there too.
No, Stevie had no moves.
Oh
He's
my
sitting on
God,
the
Bruno
piano.
Mars
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Stevie Wonder are like.
You're wrong, Fox.
No, I'm not.
Well, if I can interject really quickly,
Please do.
as professional artists ourselves, and also you're talking about Jackie Wilson evolving to this era of Bruno Mars. As artists, we all learn from one another. We all take from one another in terms of the performance part of the stage itself. So we all basically learn from each other, whether as we evolve through the decades.
You're absolutely right, and I forgot to mention, I want to say hi to my friend Karen Mallory at the Landmark. Today's show is sponsored by Karen Mallory.
Hey, Karen Mallory.
You're absolutely right about that. And it's amazing. As far as I'm concerned, Bruno Mars is like the cat on stage right now, reflecting the entertainers of days gone by. Presley, Jackie Wilson, Michael Jackson. He's probably, without any, in my opinion, one of the greatest entertainers out there. One of the last entertainers that knows how to entertain.
Exactly, he's one of the last.
Thank you so much.
And before him, there were so many. And
name a couple.
Oh well, there's so many to name. There's endless names. The first name comes to mind for myself and Jerry, for us as entertainers ourselves, old school entertainers. The first person that comes to mind is James Brown. And James Brown was one of the most incredible entertainers. And again, there was James Brown, there was Joe Tex. There was people that a lot of people never heard of.
I know Joe Tex.
There were so many. So those are just to name a few.
Forgive me. Joe Tex is probably one of the most underestimated entertainers of all time. That guy had some cool records. He was a great entertainer. The guy could dance as good as anybody.
Exactly.
And James Brown, no question, the godfather of soul, no question. I love James Brown.
That's no question.
As a matter of fact,
He was.
I'll even take a second to sing. No, I better not.
Oh, please
I
do,
could.
Johnny.
Want me to?
Come on, do it.
Come on, man.
Do it. Bring it.
Please, 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 please. Darling, please don't go. I love you so.
I love it.
Please don't go, listeners.
Yeah, Cami, you were supposed to be backing me up on that. What happened
Cami
here?
Fox is here in the house, just out of the hospital, and you know what? I am here 100%.
You are almost 100%. There's no question.
He's
about
looking
it.
at me, going, maybe 75. Oh man, I'm so excited to have you guys in the studio today.
Yeah, these guys are these cats are cool.
What I mean, oh my God, you came in. We met you guys like 9 days ago, 8 days ago, a week ago.
You met us a week ago, and just for the listeners out there, we are called the Horsemen R&B Music Showcase. My name is Dwayne George, and my fellow co-performer with me is Jerry Colmeyer, also known as Jerry the Entertainer.
Hey Jerry, say hi.
Hello, you.
See,
Love
we're
it.
happy to have you guys here.
Happy to have you guys here and me here and Dwayne George here too.
So I'm not kidding. They came in, they took the house down. Johnny and I looked at each other and said, "They're on the radio. Like, how do we?" He's like, "Get their number." And of course I did, and we've been in touch.
We were very surprised as well as very, very ecstatic and very humbled. And again, on behalf of both of us, we're just very, very happy to be here. We appreciate you very much.
Yeah, well, so these boys have quite a bit going on here in the Pacific Northwest.
Are there only 2 Horsemen, or is there another?
There's only two of us, and then in our show itself, we hire and contract 2 to 4 female professional dancers. Trained dancers.
Right. So dancing, let's talk
So
about
you're
that a
not
little bit.
ushering in the apocalypse. Let's make that
No,
clear
we're
right
not.
now.
We're not doing that. We're not.
Okay.
They're just two of us, and we're just entertainers.
Not to be confused. Yes,
Yes.
I think I
Yes,
made
the
that
Horsemen
mistake the
are-
night we met.
The Horsemen are just entertainers.
Right.
Just 2 of us.
So you guys clearly have a background in music, starting from the time you were little toddlers. Tell us a little bit about Dwayne George. I want to hear from you a little bit about where you were before the Horsemen.
Okay, well, it's real simple. I've been in the business now for 40 years, and I started singing professionally
When you were 2.
When I was 7, and then I went on to started singing in the church. A lot of my musical background came in the church, and then by the time I got to high school, I started studying voice, classical voice went on for 27 years. And then my first and foremost focus was to be a professional dancer, which I still am now today. And I ended up studying professional dance, that being ballet, jazz, modern, and contemporary, and lyrical, and dance improvisation. So from there, very fast forward, I studied with people that some of the most prominent choreographers that choreographed for Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Prince.
I think you were Paula Abdul.
Paula Abdul.
Yep.
And I danced and studied with Debbie Allen for years. And then I went on to dance in some of the major theaters here in Seattle and outside of Washington State. And then it evolved into music videos when music videos were good in the 80s. And then on to a lot of theater, that being a lot of theater, Broadway shows such as Jesus Christ Superstar, West Side Story, Chorus Line, and so many others. So I'm just happy and blessed to still be doing what I'm doing at this particular level.
And we're blessed. How is it that a man with all of that talent and experience pops in to Harmon Tap Room for an open mic night, and we are like, thank you for gracing us.
And we're going to talk about the Harmon Tap Room. But right now, we're so blessed because we have sponsors to be on the air. So, ladies and gentlemen, a word from our sponsors, of course. Thank you so much.
Your love lifted me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up, quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore.
Life's a celebration. Grand Event Rentals makes your event their top priority. They are your full-service, special event, and party rental provider, supplying everything you need from start to finish. Their professional sales team and event staff work with you to create your dream event. With every event, Grand Event Rentals customers' needs are the most important. Whether you're planning an intimate outdoor wedding or an elaborate black tie gala, the Grand Event Rentals specialists make great pride in providing our event planning experience to help create an unforgettable event. Please go and visit the Bellevue showroom, Grand Event Rentals, or make a one-on-one appointment. Talk to them. They're trained, they're knowledgeable, they're event specialists, and they are going to take you through step-by-step everything that you need to make your day a success. Call Grand Event Rentals. Their number's 425-462-7368, or go to grandeventrentalslaw.com.
This is Johnny the Gangster with Viva Productions, King of Entertainment, one-stop shop for all your entertainment needs. We have DJ service for weddings, corporate, and private events. Thrill your guests with Vegas Nights Casino Party, blackjack, craps, roulette, poker, and more. We also have event photography and limousine service. Call Viva Productions 206-542-5733 or find us at viva-productions.com. A little less conversation, a little more action, you got it. Call Johnny the Gangster. I'll make you a deal you can't refuse.
Brides, do you want your big day to be stress-free, perfect, and stay within your budget? Well, Brides Club has all the inside information to make your dream a reality. Go to bridesclub.com. That's bridesclub.com. See upcoming bridal shows and events, view wedding vendors and special offers. And don't miss The Spotlight, the premier online wedding magazine with valuable articles you can't afford to miss. Brides Club helps make your wedding stress-free and perfect. Go to bridesclub.com. Check out bridesclub.com. Attention business owners. Experience a new world of business with barter. The Saturn Barter Company, located in Tacoma, is one of the most beneficial business decisions you can make. Using Saturn Barter, you are able to sell your products or services to other members of the exchange. You can then use that credit you've built up from your sales to purchase the products or services you or your company needs from other companies within Saturn Barter, all without the use of cash. Contact and join Saturn Barter Club today, 253-212-9930, or online at saturnbarter.com.
Make us part of your daily routine. Alternative Talk 1150.
Higher, higher and higher. And I said your love keeps on.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls, cats and chicks, you're listening to the coolest show on radio in Seattle. This is Viva ENT. I'm live in Seattle/Bellevue with my co-host,
Cami Fox.
Cami Fox. I got two gentlemen that are in my studio today that are great performers and entertainers. Gentlemen, say hi to our listeners. Dwayne?
Hi, this is Dwayne George of the Horsemen R&B Music Showcase.
That's correct. And Jerry?
This is Jerry Cormier of the Horsemen, the R&B Showcase.
All right, guys.
Before they start, I
got to introduce Eric C.C. Ryder.
Oh,
here.
yeah, of course.
And the greatest producer of all time.
Of all time.
It's Eric C.C. Ryder. Thanks.
Oh, love
Are
you,
you
CC
not?
Ryder.
Are you not going to let me
No.
sing C.C. Ryder here?
Please sing it.
C.C. Ryder. Okay. Okay. Now,
Cami Fox is chomping at the bit to
Okay,
say something
Fox.
here. Can I'm always the fashionista. And
Okay.
I've got to
Oh,
say,
Jesus.
you guys are picture this.
bleep that out.
These gentlemen are dressed to the nines, okay? We are going to get a picture. We're going to post it up on Viva Entertainment, on KKMW, on our talk.
I hope
They
so.
look fabulous because you know what? You got to have the look to go with the voice, and these guys have it all.
Well, you're going to take the picture of those two guys, right?
I will not be in the picture.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, Johnny said you need to wait till next week to get a photo. You're not looking great.
She just got to the hospital.
I'm like, what? I look great.
Oh, you sure? Yes.
Don't I? You guys, come on. We can do
Yeah,
it.
you look great.
You
No,
look
see?
fantastic.
Love it.
Yeah,
Now,
checks in the mail.
Now, gentlemen, we are in compliance, forgive me, but we are in agreement about Jackie Wilson, James Brown. I love James Brown.
Oh, yeah.
James Brown's my man.
No doubt about it. No question about it.
You know, James, I've seen James 3 times, man, in Vegas, and
He can rock it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. James Brown was the cat, but let's go back, man. Jackie Wilson was there before James. You know what I mean?
That's
Am I
true.
right or am I
That's
wrong?
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Who's there?
Because Jackie Wilson was like the coolest guy going. Even Elvis copied his movies.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He did.
In the movie Girls, 1962,
That's right.
Presley absolutely copied Jackie Wilson's haircut and the moves.
And again, that's a compliment to the artist because we all take and
That's
learn
correct.
from one another.
That's
You know,
correct.
it's a
Yeah, it
compliment
is.
to
That's
the
right.
artist.
All right.
So so, I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson as far as artistic talent, but he took from all those guys, as we all do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I always got to go back to the innovators, the guys that first did it first. Presley, Jackie Wilson, James Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, and without a lot of those artists, even today, without those artists, there would be no Horsemen Music R&B Showcase.
I'm saying.
That's
Now,
for sure.
now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure. It's more than my pleasure.
Drum roll.
You know, I should have had a drum roll the other night. I was at a corporate party. I didn't have one, so I went.
Great. Cami Fox sound effects here.
That works too.
It was funny because they were kind of giving me a dirty look. Anyway, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. the Horsemen are kind enough and gracious enough to perform and sing on our show today, and it's more than my pleasure to have them. And Cami,
Yeah.
would you be kind enough to say that it's a great honor to have these two cats in the studio with us?
Grace is a great word. Thank you so much for being here. I mean,
Oh,
the
thank
minute we
you.
met you guys, we put our arms around you and said, "Come be with us."
Hold on.
Yeah.
I didn't put my arms
Oh,
around
well,
her.
I think I did. I'm
Well,
pretty.
that's
Hey,
okay.
have we hugged it out, you guys?
You did.
But
You
the-
did.
No Capo don't hug no guys.
Yeah,
Capo,
exactly.
Not
Exactly.
you.
Eh,
Not you, the Horsemen. I hugged it out with them. And they're here, and they're going to perform for us, and I cannot wait for you to enjoy a gorgeous tune by the Stylistics. Right?
Yes.
If I say so, Capo.
Well, it's up to our producer, man. He
What do you think, CC Ryder?
I think so. If
see.
if the gentlemen are ready, you guys
You
ready?
guys ready to roll?
We are so
Should
ready
we
to do it.
All right, let's hit it.
Can't wait.
I just
Thank
want
you.
to say I didn't hug him.
Oh my gosh. I hugged him for both of us.
The day I saw somebody who looked just like you, she walked like you do, I thought it was you. As she turned the corner, I called out your name. I felt so ashamed, knowing it wasn't you. Was it you? You are everything, and everything is you. Whoa, you are everything, and everything is you. Whoa, you are everything, and everything is you. How can I forget when each face that I see brings back memories of being with you? I just can't go on living life as I do, comparing each girl to you, knowing they just won't do. Now that you are everything, and everything is you. Whoa, you are everything, and everything is you. Whoa, you are everything, and everything is you. You are everything to me. Help me to get over everything to me. Everything to me. Everything to me. You are everything to me.
Holy
Oh,
great
man.
God in heaven, Lottie, Miss Connie, and good golly, Miss Molly.
Right on. Man, I'm just going to take that harmony to bed with me tonight.
I'm saying,
Thank you so very
Fucking
much.
awesome.
oh my
Thank
God,
you
you
so
guys
much.
are like that was a great performance,
Okay,
gentlemen.
much.
you know
Love
what?
you.
I'm going to go out on a limb here
say.
without even having gotten this approved.
Mhm.
Are we going to see you guys on Wednesday night? Will you come back to the Harmon Tap Room on
Oh.
Wednesday night?
Please do.
Can we have you?
Well, the only answer that we can give you, and we want to say thank you, and once again to you and to all the listeners at KKNW, and it's our absolute pleasure to come back out on Wednesday night, and we want to invite all of your listeners to come out and listen to all these incredible artists as well as the Horsemen. We can't thank you enough. God bless you.
Oh, God bless you, and thank
Love
you
you.
so much for saying yes.
Yeah.
All right, to everybody, you got to come out.
Appreciate that, but Cami, do me a favor.
What's that?
Get on the mic and let's promote our open mic at the hub
Oh yeah, my
in
pleasure.
Tacoma.
My
We
pleasure.
got host Johnny the Capo, who's me, and
the host Johnny the Capo, who is you.
and you're the co-host, right?
I
Or is it vice versa? What's going on here?
thought I was the host, but apparently co-host, whatever.
Don't make me
pilot, co-pilot. One of us flies the ship.
Don't make me snort.
No, okay.
okay.
Please don't snort, Johnny.
Okay, I won't.
Johnny
Not
knows.
live on radio, I won't.
Oh, gee, my knees, All right, here we roll. Right?
Anyway,
we rock and
talk
roll
about the hub, open mic night, karaoke. You know what's been happening is I want to get comedians in there,
here. Yeah,
but we have not as of yet.
You know what? I think I know one.
Well, would you get one?
I'm going to call Brett Mouche. I'm going to see if he's going to come on out.
Well,
I'll see if he can do
will
it.
you tell the cat to come out?
I'll tell the cat to come out and give us his best meow. All right,
That's a good
so
thing. So we got the open mic hub Tacoma. We got 3 minutes to go, gentlemen. Dwayne and Jerry, please tell our listeners your website, how they can access you, how they can book your act.
Exactly. You can find us on Facebook, and you can reach us through, all the bookings are done through myself, Dwayne George. You can reach me, just inbox me on Facebook, and then I will be sure to get back to you as soon as possible. And yes, we are available. The Horsemen Music Showcase with myself, Jerry Colmeyer, also known as Jerry the Entertainer. We do corporate shows, weddings, and we do casinos. And we also perform in a lot of retirement homes throughout the area as well.
That's
and
cool,
we're going to
man.
see more of you and hear more of you. And I'm
Yes.
so excited that you guys are going to be there Wednesday night. And just to be clear, that's Dwayne George Dancer on Facebook.
Correct.
So it's Dwayne, Duane,
Correct.
George Dancer on Facebook. Am I right?
Correct.
All
Thank you.
righty.
Is that like, oh, what a wow, you are the greatest dancer?
No, it's like 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is that like 5, 3, 4?
8679309. Whatever that
No,
is.
no,
Sorry.
no.
Oh, whoa.
You're gonna
Whoopsie daisy there.
Confused, throwing some
All
Tommy
right.
Two-Tone in there.
That's right.
All right. So, do you want to talk about Ray Walker? This interview,
Thank you.
classic Viva ENT interview coming up here in just a couple minutes.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls, cats and chicks, Ray Walker, the bass singer for the Jordanaires. A Fool Such as I was one of the very first rock and roll records that was nominated for a Grammy, 1959, 1958. Well, it had to be 1959 because the Grammys started in 1959. And A Fool Such as I, Elvis Presley, with Ray Walker on that great bass intro. And if you can get and play it real quick, Eric, that'd be great. That was nominated. It didn't win because all the singers that won Grammys in the early, from 59 to 63, Andy Williams, Tony Bennett, rock artists, and even R&B artists didn't really garner Grammys because of the way it was back in those days. Andy Williams and Frank Sinatra and Tony Bennett. But anyway, A Fool Such as I was nominated for a Grammy in 1959, and it's got that great intro with Ray Walker's voice on it. I was fortunate enough to do an interview with Ray about 3 years ago, Jerry Osborne, me, and I don't know if Brad Buckles was on that show, but he might have been.
Oh, you had a different co-host for that one.
I did?
Yep.
Well, okay. Well, I won't mention the name. Don't mention my name.
There is no other co-host.
Oh, forget it.
All right.
Fox, don't make me snort here now.
Well, it's
No
time
snorting.
to wrap things up so we can get into this interview with Ray Walker. But I've got a medley that the Jordanaires did
Yikes.
of Elvis songs that I thought we'd hear a little bit of
Fabulous.
as we go to the break. How about that?
Love it. Eric, Cece, and Ryder, thank you so much. Horsemen, you're the greatest. Being on our show again.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure, guys. Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you much. I love you.
It's down at the end of Lonely Street at Heartbreak Hotel. Well, baby, I'll be so lonely, baby. I'll be so lonely. I'll be so lonely I could die. Although it's always crowded, there's still to find some room for broken-hearted lovers to cry away their blue. Well, baby, I'll be so lonely, baby. I'll be so lonely. I'll be so lonely I could die.
You just duet in 1957 with Elvis. Remember?
Oh, well, bless my soul. What's the wrong?
Life's a celebration. Grand Event Rentals makes your event their top priority. They are your full-service, special event, and party rental provider, supplying everything you need from start to finish. Their professional sales team and event staff work with you to create your dream event. With every event, Grand Event Rentals customers' needs are the most important. Whether you're planning an intimate outdoor wedding or an elaborate black tie gala, the Grand Event Rental specialists make great pride in providing our event planning experience to help create an unforgettable event. Please go and visit the Bellevue showroom, Grand Event Rentals, or make a one-on-one appointment. Talk to them. They're trained, they're knowledgeable, they're event specialists, and they are going to take you through step-by-step everything that you need to make your day a success. Call Grand Event Rentals. Their number's 425-462-7368, or go to grandeventrentalslaw.com.
Brides, do you want your big day to be stress-free, perfect, and stay within your budget? Well, Brides Club has all the inside information to make your dream a reality. Go to bridesclub.com. That's bridesclub.com. See upcoming bridal shows and events, view wedding vendors and special offers. And don't miss The Spotlight, the premier online wedding magazine with valuable articles you can't afford to miss. Brides Club helps make your wedding stress-free and perfect. Go to bridesclub.com. Check out bridesclub.com.
Wherever you go, Alternative Talk 1150 is here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Viva ENT. This is Johnny the Capo. I'm live in the studio here in Seattle. I'm here with my co-host,
Rod Masters here.
my excellent producer.
It's Eric C.C. Ryder.
I have Jerry Osborne on the air with the legendary Mr. Ray Walker from the Jordanaires. Jerry, say hi.
Well, hi, everyone, and you certainly got that right. He is about as legendary as they come, and I think because the Jordanaires always had such a distinctive way of introducing themselves on stage, and because I have been on stage with them many times, and every time they've always done it this way, I thought our good friend Terry Mike Jeffrey would introduce them, and then they will introduce themselves in their own tenor to bass fashion. So, Eric, go ahead and hit that, and then Ray can come in afterwards and be embarrassed and gush.
And now I'd like to introduce to you the very wonderful Jordanaires. All right. Tell them who you are and all that good stuff.
Okay. Well, my name is Gordon Stoker, and I sing the top part. I've been singing with the Jordanaires since 1951.
My name is Neil Matthews, and I sing the part under Gordon. And I've been singing with the Jordanaires since '53.
I'm Dwayne West. I started singing as a fill-in fifth member in '67, and then when Hoyt passed away in '82, went full-time.
And I'm Ray Walker, and I've been singing with the Jordanaires since 1958, April 23rd, and I sing the low.
Production, Ray?
Well, I don't quite remember them, but we used to do a lot of that stuff.
Well, I'll bet, like most people know their birthday, you know that date in the summer of 1958 when you became a Jordanaire.
Well, I was actually, I think April is when they chose me, but I was a teacher and associate principal at a grammar school here in the county, and I couldn't quit until May 31st, so June 1st was the time I went full-time with them. But in April, they had gotten in touch with me through Lipscomb University. It was Lipscomb College at the time, and wanted to know if I could go to Hollywood the next day after I tried out at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday night. So I went to Hollywood with them, and The next weekend, Gordon called me and said, can you go to the Dick Clark show with us this Friday? I said, no. I've been gone away from my kids now for a week or more, and I've got to get them ready for their SATs and final exams. Gordon said, well, what if I told you if you can't go on this trip, we'll have to take our next choice? I said, well, you just have to take them because I don't break contracts. If I break this to go with you, I'd break yours to do something else. He said, well, when could you come down to the Opry and start observing? I said, when is it? He said, Saturday night. I said, Saturday night.
It almost sounds like the story that I've heard you on Sirius Radio many times. When you first met Elvis Presley, and he came up to you, and you guys introduced.
That was June 10th.
Right.
Gordon had really wanted us to have a few sessions with. He said, "Oh, I hope we have some sessions before we sing with Elvis." He wanted to break me in. You see, I've been doing 4-part since I was 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But my very first session after I came with him was Elvis Presley on June 10th.
Correct.
And
he was on leave from Fort Hood.
Yeah, we were standing in Studio B, and I was kind of turned at a 45-degree angle from the back door, and Elvis came in the load-in door that day instead of through the control room. Gordon says, "Here comes Elvis." And I turned around, and he was right there on me with his hand out. And I shook his hand, and he says, "I'm Elvis Presley." I said, "I know who you are. I'm Ray Walker." And he said, "And I know who you are."
Yeah, that's quite a story there, man.
Had you been on records at any time before the Jordanaires?
Not professionally speaking. We'd recorded. I've been recording since my daddy started recording us in group sessions and on radio programs on a wire recorder.
Wow.
When I was like 14 or something. And but he didn't. I hadn't been on any professional recording. No.
So basically, from 1958 right through 1970, you were pretty much on every Elvis record, every Elvis soundtrack, right up until he went into the Vegas years, correct?
Oh yeah. We were on everything he did about that time.
You know, last week we had Johnny Madera on the show. Famous record producer, singer-songwriter, and his. It was unique because he said that his favorite album was Rostabout, and I know you were on that album, and right, and you know that album went #1 right during the middle of the Beatle invasion, and I was listening to the album just the other day, and man, what a great album that was.
Yeah, well, they were all good. Yeah, they were all good, and you know, Elvis used his own ideas about how to mix the stuff. He didn't like the way they mixed his stuff in New York.
Yeah.
So we just stopped the car and I let my daughter out. Here comes her husband. He doesn't know I'm on an interview.
In listening to all of the alternative takes and studio chatter and so forth that we've had on albums over the last 20 years or so, I get the impression that he really was in charge of his own recording sessions rather than having a producer calling the shots. Would that be accurate?
He did. He worked his own session. One time we were recording, and he was standing about 5 feet back from the microphone, and he said, "Elvis, could you move in a little bit? That we're getting some of the band and the Jordanaires in your microphone." He moved in about 1.5 inches or 2, and then they took another run and said, "Elvis, could you move in a little bit more?" So we're still getting some of this. He moved in another 1.5 inches or 2. Finally, when they did it the third time, he said, "Hey fellas, you all handle the knobs. I'll handle the mic." He wanted us feeding into that microphone for some reason.
Yeah, because he probably felt the presence of the vocals there, making it easier for him to project and get the sound and the texture of with the help of you guys in his ear.
I'm sure that's what it was.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He didn't think that through. He just knew he wanted us close to him, and if we leaked into his microphone, that was okay.
Yeah. I think that Elvis didn't get the critical acclaim that he should have got as far as, being involved with his records and doing things like you were just talking about. What do you think? What do you feel, Ray?
Well, most people heard it said that he ran his own session, and most of the time he did. But he always considered every person on his recording session as a star. He considered them stars, and so he had. Hold on just a minute. And so he had everybody just do the best they could. And if they had an idea, they put it out there, and if he didn't like it, he'd say so. But very few times did he ever change something, unless they didn't know the feel that he wanted at the time.
Yeah.
And one time we were doing some harmony, and Neil had a sixth in there, which makes it kind of a modern thing, And Elvis walked over and said, "What's that note?" Gordon says, "That's the sixth." He said, "Don't do it."
What I find unusual, Ray, is virtually every record of his up until the summer of '58 starts out with his voice. Was it his idea, your idea, or just random chance that you got to start A Fool Such as I before he came in?
Well, no, that's the way he wanted it.
He did, huh?
None of his recording was by chance. He worked on it, and he did his best, but that's the way he wanted me to do it on that intro. And then the first time I didn't do it with him, but after a chorus or two, I would do it with him as a duet. He really liked it.
Oh.
We were standing about 4 feet across from him on our microphone in Studio B, and he motioned for me to come over to his mic. So I went over to his microphone, but what he wanted me on that microphone where they couldn't cut me out. He wasn't going to have that. And when I was doing my part, he would stick his finger in my mouth, in my ear, yank the back of my hair, it tickled me. He was just something else.
And tickle you too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So you were serious when you said there's a fool such as I.
Yeah. But anyway, he came over, and then we were going to do, "Hey, baby," no, baby.
Yeah.
That thing.
And, Big Uncle Love.
He came over and he said, "Can you say no, 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 no?" I said, "Not to you, I understand." So he said, "Well, no, like a pattern on the bottom." I said, "Like, no, 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 no." He said, "Yeah, that's it." I said, "Well, when do you want me to start?" He pointed at the band and said, "When they do."
Cool.
So when the count-off started, that's where I started.
Yeah, that's a great record, too. Big Hunk of Love.
Absolutely. Now, what about the duet that you did, Who Needs Money? That's you for quite a bit of that song.
Oh, yeah, from Clambake.
I was the only one in the studio with him, and we were in RCAB, and our microphones were back to back of each other, and we were facing each other, and I started singing, "Who Needs Money? I Do."
Mm-hmm.
And he stopped, and he said, "Well, Ray, I don't know what to say." He said, "But it's too good." I said, too legit? He said, "Yeah."
Too legit to quit.
I said, "Would you like to have it like maybe a Broadway show?" "Yeah, try that." And I said, "Who needs money? I do."
Yeah.
That's it. Let's go with it.
You must have did He's Your Uncle, Not Your Dad, too.
Yeah, we did that. He's your uncle, not your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Best friend you ever had.
Yeah, there was a little solo part on that too.
And he got real tickled when I went on one of them. Anytime we did Girls Trio, I did the top part. I was using 5 octaves. When I was a kid, like 5 and 6, 7 years old, I could make a squealing sound a vocal sound like some of these kids do today off the top end of the piano.
Wow.
It's just almost, my daddy said one time, I was doing a falsetto part, and my voice kind of broke because I was going for a higher note. And he looked over at me and grinned, so he stopped, and I said, I dropped my purse. Well, he rolled. He thought that was funny. But
I think it's funny.
and you know the song, She's Not You.
Oh, sure. Beautiful song.
But when I would come in on the chorus, boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom.
Oh, yeah. And when we're dancing.
Yeah, and then the girls
the same.
And then the girls' duet after that was Miss Millie and me.
Right.
She and I did the duet on it up there.
Oh, my gosh.
We hear you often on Good Luck Charm, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now that, let's see, on the Good Luck Charm, he only wanted Gordon and me on that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm trying to think, how did that start off?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I had a lucky penny.
Yeah. Well, anyway, and I think we got the whole group on it, though.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Better than this group here.
You know, She's Not You, actually, he was in such rich voice on that recording. It was absolutely incredible, absolutely majestic.
Well, the thing is, I talked to Elvis a good bit, and because he didn't think of himself as a star, and he didn't present himself as a star, and we knew how big he was, but he didn't impress me as a person who was trying to be a star.
Cool.
It's really good, because if he didn't know something, he'd ask. He would ask.
Yeah.
And you didn't dare interrupt him if he was talking to somebody. We were discussing something one time, and I said, well, Elvis, one good thing about you is you're really down to earth with everybody. I said, every person is 100% of what he has to deal with, and we owe them that respect. So one day, some moguls had come down from RCA and to the Studio B, and the cleanup man was there. Well, Elvis was the three suits were there, the big guys,
Mm-hmm.
and he was talking. They walked over to where they were, kind of like in between them. Elvis not only didn't wave them off, he didn't even recognize the fact that they were there. And the man quit talking. He said, "Go ahead, sir." And so they finished their conversation. Elvis shook his hand and said, "Sir, I really appreciate you speaking to me." Then he walked over to the three suits, and he said, "Gentlemen, if you see me talking to somebody, don't interrupt me. In fact, don't even walk over to me. I'll get to you when it's your turn."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then he quoted me. He said, like Ray said, every person's 100% that he's got to deal with, and we owe them that respect.
Yeah.
So,
very good.
Great story. Now, Rod, why don't you talk to Ray about the time you were playing in Vegas with him with the Patsy Cline thing?
Yeah, Ray, that was a big moment for me and my band, as which we actually had a gig at Caesar's Palace. If you'll remember, all you guys came over and watched us at Caesar's. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What year was that?
That was in 1997, I think.
Okay.
Well, the first show was done in 97, and then they kept us all the way up to 2000 or so.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I was the first piano player.
Yeah. Well, Sharon Haynes is the best, without a doubt. The best Patsy Cline singer.
She sure
that
is.
That ever was.
And what a gal she is, too.
Yeah.
One thing I missed on that intro where we just heard on air just a few minutes ago was Gordon used to always go, "Well, he's low down, all right." I used to love that. I was just always waiting for that.
Yeah.
Ray, considering the songs that you were recording with Elvis before he went into the Army, what was your reaction when, after he got out, he was doing It's Now or Never and Surrender and so forth? That's a big change.
Well, yeah, it was a little bit later than that too, because we had worked had worked with him just before he had to go into the Army. We did a session with him. And then after he came back, he started doing some other things. He didn't see himself as maybe doing those songs, but one time I told him, I said, Elvis, your secret is, first of all, you believe in what you're doing and you're trying to compliment the writer and you sing the message. But about your voice, you sing like you speak. And that's why people will always recognize you in your vocal, because you sing like you talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And,
yep.
A little story. When he was you talked about changing venue. The It's Now or Never was after Return to Sender, wasn't it? Yeah.
No,
Return to Sender was the first time he used the saxophone.
Right.
It was Randolph.
Yep. Yeah, and they that threw him over into more of a pop crowd.
Mm-hmm.
They really appreciated that, and he got through that well. When he was wanting to sing his song, when he would say, "Be mine tonight," right there,
Right, the high note.
We did it. Yeah, we did it and did it and did it. And finally, he said, "Take a break, fellas." And he came over to me and said, "Ray, you teach voice, don't you?" I said, "Well, sometimes. What do you need?" He says, "Well, I want to go up real high on tonight," because he'd gotten a great take, several great takes. And I said, "Oh, okay, come on, because you're going up out of your register." So we went through the control room and went into the back of the control room where they plugged everything in. We closed the door. And I said, "Can you throw up?" And he said, "What?" I said, "Can you retch like you have to vomit?" And he said, I said, "Cut out laughing, Presley. We don't have much time. We don't have much time." And he said, "Ray, we've got all the time I want." So I said, "Well, this is the fastest way to do it. If you picture yourself on a ship or something and having to heave over the side and go, when I did that, his face dropped. He'd never heard me do that, something like that. So I said, "Now bend over straight from the hip. Let's put our hands on our knees and do the vowel. And just before you do the vowel, we're going to go, just like you have to throw up, and then say the word." So there we were going, "Hey!" I would do it first. He'd say, "Hey!" I said, "Good. B." And I saw the A-E-I-O. You're all the way through that stuff. And then when he got to you, he said, "Ooh." I said, No. I put my finger up on his lips. I said, "You got to keep it right up front. Put a Y in front of it this time, or you can do a W-H." So we went him over again. He got it. He says, I said, "That's it." He said, "Let's cut it." So we went back out into the studio. We went back out into the studio and did take after take. And when his voice, he'd say, and his voice would break, and he'd just die laughing. But somebody sent me all the outtakes that they had to splice just tonight onto that. Was that Suspicious Mind? Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
That was so
and they sent me all the outtakes. We had a great time with it.
Yeah.
Great story.
Great story. We're out of time. Ray, what a pleasure to have you on our show today. You're live in Seattle.
Thanks a lot.
We'd love to get you back on again and tell some of these wonderful stories.
All righty. We'll try not to repeat ourselves, okay?
You don't have to. You got so many good things to talk about. I want to say one thing, though, about Ray. I am absolutely convinced that his voice is on more records than any other person in history. More recorded music has him on it than anyone. And I don't know if you agree or not, Ray, but I think that's the case.
Well, you see, I have records a lot of people don't know about. I have a cappella religious records from all through the 80s in 70 foreign nations.
Wow.
70 nations. And a friend of mine recorded them, and they're all over the world right now.
Another legend on our show here today, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm still being recorded anywhere to 15 songs a week at church and what have you. So recording, fellas.
That's wonderful.
We got to get you back on the show, Ray. Thank you for being on the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Great talking to you again, Ray.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Viva ENT. I want to thank my co-host, Rod Masters.
Thank you.
Excellent producer, Mr. Eric C.C. Ryder. We'll dig you now and see you later, because you are a fine sweet potato. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ray Walker. Thank you, Jerry Osborne.